Welcome back to another episode of Critical Affection, where we affectionately criticize the pop culture that we love. And I'm your host, Sarah, and there's my host, Amanda, and there's There's my host, Fred, and there's my host, Brian, and there's our kind of like sometimes host. You're here a lot. Kevin!
Pretty much.
Kevin!
You have to ban from picking movies. Like, you can still come on the show, but I don't know about letting you pick any movies anymore, man.
I mean, I don't know. We all end up with a lot to say, so
That's very true.
I mean,
Okay,
I
maybe
can't
that-
control the bullshit they bring out. So if I
But
could,
you
it would
funded
be
us
better
that.
movies. So
And then, like, you just traumatize yourself, and then you're like, well, now I got to make everybody watch this shit.
exactly.
Misery loves company. That's what the phrase is, right?
Exactly. See,
That should be our tagline.
See, you
I watched
forget
it. Now you have to.
Exactly.
All right, before we start talking, because we got a lot to say, so let's just get into this. But like, go do the thing. Follow the pre-launch. I'm gonna put the link in the comments. But let's just get started. The movie that Kevin had us watch is Primate, and it's a movie.
Woo!
I don't know who wants to go first. Let's just start.
Should we let Kevin go first?
All right.
Or would you like to rebut?
You see, when I mentioned the movie, I said that at first I said it wasn't like fully therapy because I like the practical effects part of it when I watched behind the scenes of it. But then again, I was like, there's dumb shit in it. I mean, you're still gonna pick it regardless. So, but I did warn you. I'm like, you definitely either gonna love or not even love. You might think it's decent enough to like it, but you're definitely gonna hate the crap out of it, especially for certain writing points of it. Especially when Sarah messaged me, I was cracking up. She messaged me the points I knew she was gonna hate. I knew it. I'm like, I know Sarah. She's gonna hate exactly this writing point, and that was the rabies part of the movie.
Yeah.
And I was minding my
rabies.
own business, just working on my project. I get a message on Messenger. I'm like, who the fuck is texting me right now? But I didn't text somebody. I see Sarah. I'm like, oh fuck. Oh shit. And then I was like, oh, then she reminded me of today. I was like, oh shit, that's tomorrow. Oh, fuck. And then she's like, I fucking hate this movie. I was like, in all caps, I fucking hate this movie. And she brought up the rabies part. I was like, yeah, that was so fictionalized and such lazy writing. And like they could have came up with something way different and better than that. So I'm right with Sarah on that.
That
And
one,
I was
that
like-
one pissed me off a lot because like 28 days later had their zombie virus and like Outbreak came up with a complete new Ebola-like virus. Like they just had to make something up. You didn't have to take this is like Sharknado or the what the fuck was that called? Thrash. It's like that. Like you're taking things that already exist in the real world and fucking it all up. Where's Matt when we need him?
It's not. Later on, I'm gonna make a big difference between Thrash and this movie because they're not the same thing. Thrash.
Oh no, I don't think so. Like it's like the what was it, the levee and the dam thing that was pissing Matt off, and like how that was not how hurricanes work. That specific aspect of it, it's like they could have just made up a fucking virus, especially when they say it right in the goddamn movie. Hawaii is a rabies-free state. Where the fuck did that mongoose come from, you guys? Where did it come from?
Well, I just want to say something that when you're watching this movie, it's not really like an Outbreak movie or a 28 Days Later movie. It's really a slasher movie. They really project human, almost superhuman attributes onto this monkey so that he can stalk these girls in the way that a Michael Myers or a Jason would. So the thing, like you said, this is like movies like at odds with itself. The premise is legitimately scary, right? Because it could happen. And there's an effective way to do it, right? Something documentary style, like almost like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or even Jaws. But instead what we get is like this polished Hollywood kind of like monkey slasher. it's insane, like the gymnastics they do, because like if they really wanted to do this kind of premise, the monkey would be probably going after like scientists and people it's around, but they work out this contrived scenario where it fits in the slasher premise, so he can stalk young girls and kill them violently. It's but even there, it's like it kind of falters in its like delivery. It comes off, it's not creepy, it's not like realistic. Even in that first scene when the thing attacks, getting mauled by a monkey and having your, spoiler alert, having your face torn off can be a traumatizing experience. But the way they film it, the monkey yanks him away. It's superhumanly sped up. Instead of being torn apart logistically, he's yanked into this big black abyss void behind you. And it doesn't feel real or realistic in the way that it would. And I'm just going to say one last thing, and then I'll shut up for a little bit. But the worst thing about this movie isn't that it's like unimaginably stupid. It's that it's hollow. It's not about anything, right? Like even movies that have like a reputation for being extremely exploitive are about something, right? Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Tobe Hooper was trying to, show slaughterhouse conditions and kind of like make people think about how if we treated humans the way we treat animals, how that would play out. Or Deliverance was about a bunch of like self-righteous city dudes that thought they conquered the world and then get back to basics and find out there's a grittier underbelly that they're not prepared for. So even these like kind of exploitive movies had a theme to them, and this kind of lacked all of that. It's really just a base level. It's almost like I Know What You Did Last Summer, but like with a monkey as the protagonist, and it really doesn't work. Or
yeah. I kind of agree with you, and like the beginning, the very first scene that the monkey attacks the veterinarian. Was he the veterinarian?
Yeah,
Yes.
Dr. Lambert.
Yes.
Peels his face off, like just the skin of his face. Like that's not how
Take his
skin
face.
works. Face. Oh, where's Nick Cage when you need him? Yeah, so like first of all, I don't think you can pull somebody's face off like that. Not without like high impact, like a motorcycle crash or something. But then yeah, like they then go to the next scene, which is fucking 25 minutes of these teenagers being teenagers, and it is boring as shit. Like, get to the good stuff already. I almost turned it off because I was like, this is too stupid and boring. Like, I don't care about these teenagers. Are we supposed to like, are they trying to set us up to love these kids? Because I don't care about them at all. They're just teenagers being teenagers. And honestly, as a not teenager, adult person, I find teenagers kind of fucking annoying. So I have teenage nieces and nephews. I love you guys, but sometimes you're fucking annoying, okay?
I think we need to get Sarah a wooden rocking chair. Like, damn teenagers.
I'm not going to let you
Yelling
get
at the
stranded
cloud.
there.
On their earphones and
It's just-
their TikToks.
They could have done a much better job of making us care about those people, but they
yeah.
like and like knowing, like going into it knowing that it was a horror movie, I was like, oh yeah, fodder. If I had to guess, Lucy was the, like, right off the bat, I was like, if I have to guess, I'm saying Lucy's gonna be the final girl because she's the one with who owns the monkey, the pet monkey, because that's a totally fucking normal thing to have.
She has
is a
some
pet
depth
monkey.
of character. Yeah, she's gonna
That
live.
was one thing that one of those airplane fuckboys said that I thought was hilarious. It's like, who the fuck has a pet monkey? I was like, exactly, nameless, faceless, stupid kid who's definitely gonna die. And then he did die. So, but in also, again, in one of the stupidest ways possible. Like,
Oh,
The-
yeah.
So I was saying before the show started, I know way too much about rabies, way more than the average bear might, because I grew up on a farm and it was a big deal, especially when I was younger. Not as scary now, like I guess, I don't know, it's more contained. Like people are using vaccines and shit now, so it's like not as prevalent, at least not here, but it used to be. Used to be a big scary thing. And so I know a lot about the disease. And that monkey, that was the most, and we were touching on it earlier, that was the most bullshit portrayal of rabies ever. If you want to know
Super
more
bullshit.
about rabies, or like if that's your only exposure to what rabies is like, please don't nothing in that was real. Nothing was good. It was all bad. That is not how rabies affects primates of any sort, monkeys or humans or anything. That is not what happens. And they also
The
don't
Wikipedia
rip your
page
jaw
was
or your skin
legitimately
off.
scarier.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's a video clip on the Wikipedia page about a guy trying to drink water, and that will haunt me more than this movie.
Right. And that was something that Brian said in our group chat while we were all kind of collectively watching the movie last night, is that he said that the Wikipedia page was scarier than the movie.
It's way more haunting. Like jokes aside, but also joking, like real rabies is terrifying.
Yeah, and like rabies will make you hyper aggressive, but this monkey was not hyper aggressive. This monkey was violent and he was seeking it out. And that's not how it affects people. That's
If you change the first part of this movie from the monkey got rabies to the monkey was possessed by a literal hell demon, the rest of it makes way more sense.
Yes.
Yes.
They could have done literally anything. Like, why did they have to choose rabies? It's stupid. It was so stupid.
It was racist against rabies.
They wanted to make the monkey be aggressive and have an excuse for why we're supposed to hate the monkey instead of, ape. To make the ape feel to be an actual bad guy, a villain. They couldn't do it just on its own, but they should have. The entire point of this movie in some ways was really just humans have psychologically and emotionally abused this chimp. This chimp then ends up getting rabies and turns on them, and it's sad and horrifying.
I felt more sorry for the chimp than I did for any of the people.
Oh yeah,
100%.
They don't succeed in making the chimp unsympathetic. Like like that scene, even when it's like at full aggression and they have like it, the thing around its neck and they're like pulling, like is uncomfortable. Like I'm rooting for that thing to snap, the cable to snap. So that chimp, I'm not like rooting for the girls to kill the one that's killing them, if that makes sense. Like it's uncomfortable watching the monkey get hurt, and it doesn't work the way they intended it.
Yeah, the writers very much referenced Cujo and wanted to make it like that, or Jaws and have it be a creature feature. And the writer explicitly said that, or I guess writer-director, that he doesn't like chimps. And so he thought that those fuckers were a good pick because people would feel sympathy for the dog.
I guess it's authentic.
So
say fuck him. Like, fuck him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You know what? I'm going to make a movie about him getting rabies because I'm not sympathetic to him or them or her or whoever the filmmakers. I don't even know them, but
I'm not like a monkey or chimp of a primate person either. But like, I don't want to fucking kill him. I don't want to, torture the animals, which he did in a manner of speaking. He ruined this monkey on film. It's a chimp. We keep calling it a monkey. It's a chimp.
It's a chimp. It's an ape. They're not a monkey. No tails. Monkeys have tails.
Yeah,
but
we keep calling it the monkey.
Everyone does it. Everyone does it. But yes, to be technically correct. Additionally, when we talk about the rabies is wildly fucking inaccurate, so is the fact that they had the chimp. This is like a 2025 movie in Hawaii. It's illegal to own chimps as a pet in most states, including Hawaii. Somehow Florida is also not legal. Shocked me. But they could have done it in a different state where it is legal.
Wait,
and that would have at least
Florida's
been
not legal, really?
Yeah, it totally shocked me. I really thought that was going to be the answer, to say like Florida would be the place to do it. But no. Even Florida has banned it. That's how bad it is. Florida has banned it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very proud of my home state right now.
They're not even. It's not even like the dad is a primate researcher. I think they said the mom.
The mom was, and then
he was a linguistics professor.
Yeah, the best guess is the dad might have made a.
They don't give linguistics professors and famous novelists. They don't give them fucking licenses to own fucking pet chimpanzees. That is what.
Not only that, but in 2015, the U.S. government put chimpanzees on the endangered list, including the ones that were captive born and not just wild born. They had made a little exception for the captive born ones, but in 2015 they added them in. So it's an endangered animal. And this 2015 is also when they stopped all research stuff on them, because what they do to the chimpanzees and the other apes and the monkeys in a lot of the animal experimentation is truly fucking horrifying. They will like cut them open, surgically give them an embolism over the course of hours, and then they'll use drugs to try and see if they can treat the embolism. But they torture these poor animals. And it turns out that in many times, the data they're gathering isn't useful or relevant for what they're trying to do. And that's one of the reasons they decided to stop doing it. So there's that aspect. On top of that, though, there is also there's the physical horror that they went through. But there's a subsection, especially in the 70s, there was a little thing where they took a bunch of the chimpanzees and they did teach them sign language and were studying it to see if they could learn it. Being humans, they didn't stop to think, well, maybe chimpanzees have a language we should learn. Turns out they do. But in the meantime, they're experimenting on these chimpanzees. So they will steal the baby from the mother, who is screaming and crying and wanting their baby back, and then trap them in a little cage and then fly them somewhere. And in this case, for Hawaii, they probably had to put it in quarantine with other animals that were in quarantine and scared out of its mind, then go to a facility where it's with all these other animals in cages that are being tested on, animals that are being tested on in cages tend to go insane or also be in a lot of distress. So this poor creature is just like, this poor baby is surrounded by animals that are in distress, insane, not good. Then they get taken. In this case, in the movie, they were mimicking, in the 70s, there was a couple that was a linguistics couple that brought an ape baby home and taught it sign language and did a study over the course of 5 years, treating it like a child, only did ASL, no other language, no spoken, to try and see if the ape would pick up ASL. And then at the 5-year mark, after treating this ape as a child, they left. They just discarded it and went on to their next linguistics project. And so they tried, I guess, sort of to mimic that, but in this case, they kept the ape somehow. The mom had died. There's no way that the university was going to let the ape still live with them. It's illegal to. It would have been illegal for them to have been doing this experiment to start, even if it is only emotional, psychological torture of a chimp. But they wouldn't have been able to do it, but they somehow did. And then they somehow managed to keep the chimp as a pet / family member. And they really tried to press home the family member part, but then they didn't actually act like they knew how to interact or treat it. Like, you shouldn't throw a screaming girl into a room with a chimp and expect a good result. The chimp would be startled, possibly aggressive. They were doing a lot of eye contact, teeth baring, like all kinds of stuff that would not have been a good result. This chimp is, assuming they slid in 2015 is when they did this experiment, so it just slid under the cutoff. That's like a 10-year-old chimp. That's getting close to adulthood. And that's around the time that anyone who has a pet chimp has to figure out that they can't keep it anymore and they need to give it up. But they're acting like it's still just a family member and no problem. And yeah, it's not good. Like, none of that is accurate. None of that's how that plays out. They just basically glossed over the torture and the horror that this poor animal went through in order to be like, but it's okay because they're in a loving family in Hawaii with the whitest fucking people who don't act like they're in Hawaii at all.
Oh my God.
And they somehow are a linguist. The mom was a linguist and the dad is a novelist, and they can afford this fucking $20 million cliffside utopia.
Yeah,
I messaged that in the movie. Like it's like, I remember when I was growing up, like, horror used to take place in like the suburbs. You know, it was like a cool thing, like, to see, like, you know, your living room haunted or like your TV's all fucked up and shit like that. And now
relatable, yeah.
But nowadays, like, it's not just this movie. Like, so many horror movies are set in these like $30 million estates, and I get it. They think that they can make like more creative deaths and people falling off more stuff and whatever, but it's just so not relatable. And that's actually one of the big problems I had with this movie. Is like,
but in defense of the movie, fuck rich people.
That's not, but they're not even doing that thing here. They're not going for that. I wish they
it's
were.
Funny, like, it's funny you said more creative, but none of it be creative though. It just be the same bullshit over and over again.
That's the thing.
That's the thing that you normally do.
It's less about creative and more about pretty or more gritty, depending on how they wanted to play it. Yeah.
And they can't the torture the rich people angle like I made that joke, but like it falls apart immediately on any scrutiny at all because they don't in any way indicate that these people are rich. It's just,
Right.
oh, by the way,
Exactly.
they have a relatively normal looking house until you see that they got a fucking underground pool that dumps off of a cliffside, and then you're like, wait a minute. And then
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
easy to overlook that because of how shitty the rest of the movie is. But
And another thing about the setup that I hate it, and I'm sure Amanda will agree with this, and I'm sure it happens in horror all the time now. Like whenever they introduce somebody with like a disability or something wrong, like it's always because the filmmakers who've come up with some scene that they think is like innovate or some way to like exploit that later.
I know
And
weird.
it's like, and it's such a shame because it's like the second I saw the deaf character interacting, I'm like, they're using him as a Chekhov's gun because later there's going to be a scene where that plays out. So it was kind of disappointing.
I didn't hate that as much as you did because they always set those up. Oh, look, it's a teenage girl. She's either going to be dead or the last girl standing. Like they telegraph those all the time. In this case, though, they actually incorporated the bilingualness of the movie pretty well. Like deaf culture was represented. It wasn't just they showed the guy being deaf and that's it. Like he had a life. They were doing signing. They were having cultural moments. And yes, they did get to a point where his deafness led to him not being aware of things. I think if they'd had him be actively attacked, it would have been more on point to what you're talking about. In this case, he was just not aware that he was in danger and his daughter took the hit instead. So it was a little bit of a twist on your ass is going to be killed because you can't hear or have a disability. It just became, it was a liability to your daughter, which I hated a little less.
Yeah, okay. And one more thing I was going to say, I just wanted to touch on something that Sarah said earlier, and I don't want to stand you about young people. And I was watching this movie, and I was keenly aware that this movie is not made for me. Like I like to consider myself a pretty, significant horror fan. Like I love a lot. I love my shit, right? And I know who this movie's made for, right? Like I recently worked at a movie theater for a long time, like a year and change. And like, this is for like a very specific audience. This is for like the teenagers and like the really obnoxious ones, right? The ones that like get dropped off on like a Friday or Saturday and they like coagulate and they're primarily there to like socialize and act like assholes and make messes and hook up with each other. And like, they haven't seen like the movies that came before this, so they don't care about that. And like, they react to like all the cliches and the extreme moments and stuff because they haven't seen what they really are. And like the stupid, like there are a lot of stupid moments in this movie that are like applause beats for them, like I can see like when the dad and the chimpanzee start or whatever, the apes start squaring off and it's like through the fire. Like that's the moment where they're all supposed to be like, oh, this is going to be awesome. Or like the moment where like, the one girl's getting involved and the monkey like bitch slaps her and stuff. Like, that's for them to be like, oh, that was cool. So like this movie's not made for me and it's not made for like, it's made for like, the young people that come out and spend money on this kind of stuff. And I
still think they suck.
Okay, that explains a little bit more why they spent so much time showing the very telegraphed, screamy, backstabby girl coming in between everything. And because the entire, like the movie started off the vet is dead. So they're definitely going with like a natural horror kind of thing. And then they immediately switched into like these young adults being like backstabby, terrible, sexualized, doing things they might be a little out of character or a lot of out of character. And so this was going to be more like a sin horror where if you've sinned, you're going to get it. And I couldn't figure out why it was like oscillating between the two. It didn't make any sense. But to your point, if they're trying to aim towards those kids, I guess that makes more sense. But it completely derails the point and validity of the killing and the villainness and what's happening. Like you can't have both.
Well, and the monkey is the chimp is the bad guy, and the chimp doesn't give a shit about your morals.
Right.
You can make the argument that that Michael Myers or Jason or whatever big bad guy is targeting these these sluts and horrors and everything, but like the monkey doesn't fucking care.
No, it's meant to make it so that we as the audience think it's okay for them to die.
Yeah,
yes.
Which is bullshit, and it's driving me crazy.
Bullshit.
In 2025, this movie was made, and it's still a thing. It drives me crazy.
Now,
That's the two women in the chat and you nodding here. Like, it's so fucking done. Like, you guys.
Also the guys doing the dialogue where the teenage girl is like, "Come over and fuck me," and gives her real address. Oh
Right? Oh
hell
my
no, that didn't happen. What?
No.
No. No.
So dumb.
Mm.
And then like this is just rude ass teenager bullshit again. But like, just they didn't even knock on that door when they walked in. They just
Right?
walked the fuck in and then
Drove
started
in.
snooping around the house. And I'm like, you know, at this point, do what you deserve to get your jaw ripped off.
Drop the framed picture on the floor. It's like, okay,
Right.
so now he deserves to die. I mean, because he dropped the picture on the floor, like he broke.
Yeah,
her.
he went into her bedroom and went into the bed and thought she'd be there waiting to fuck. So clearly he needs to die.
But
Oh
Yeah,
man,
like,
that scene was so extended and bad. I did not
Oh
like.
my
There was
God.
embarrassment humor there when nobody else was in the scene. That's how bad it was.
Yeah. It was that scene could have been kind of okay. Like, but why'd they have to drag it on so long?
So long.
I legitimately thought at one point that they were gonna have like him like seduce the monkey in the dark and be like, "Oh, you got such soft lips. Oh, you're really salivating. Ooh, what a tight little butt." And then all of a sudden, oh my gosh!
Yep, I would have loved that. Yeah.
I thought this
I
movie was
might
gonna
have
be so
improved
stupid.
it.
Yeah.
Man, I
Well,
would have made
see-
me get more interested immediately because I'm like, the fuck is this?
That's the thing so that's the thing about this movie, that one of the things that bothered me, and this is like the difference that I was making between like Thrash and this movie, right? Like Thrash, I still say that like once you get into Thrash, it kind of the contract that it makes with you is that it's farcical and stupid, and it's going to live up to like dumb jokes and like improbability and whatever. Like this movie, like until I actually saw it, like it was presented as like, you know, like a legitimate like gritty like horror movie. Like all the advertising campaign was like all the reactions in the audience and like the screams and stuff like that. And because of that, I was like led to believe that it was going to be like a real visceral, like Blair Witch type experience where like I would almost be afraid to see it in theaters type thing. And this is not that. Like I said, it's like it's like a slasher movie with a primate protagonist, and it just doesn't work for me the way I'd hoped.
It's a zombie movie with exactly one zombie.
Yeah.
And chimpanzees are intelligent, so some of the things that he was doing would be doable and make track, except that they gave him rabies. So he's disoriented and he's having trouble like focusing and making good choices, but somehow becomes a sinister mastermind that can withstand shovels being cracked over his body. Rabies does not work that way.
It's not, like,
It
the
would have
first
made
thing-
sense if you gave him like a serum that you fictionalized and there wasn't
Like, they could have
rabies.
just made shit.
Honestly, they didn't even need to make shit up. The almost all adult chimps, the males especially, like they get aggressive. There's so many pet stories about how they had a chimp, but then the chimp like
I watched a documentary on that one. So it was like
Oh,
some lady
yeah.
in Texas got murdered by her pet monkey or her pet chimp.
yeah,
Well,
and
hell, they
there
could
was
have based the
another
movie off that. Not actually, but
the one in
Um,
Connecticut, the
not
friend
actually,
was
but you
shaking
know
the
what I
doll
mean.
towards the chimp, and the chimp
Yeah.
attacked her, chewed off part of her face. She lost both hands and
Ouch.
got a number of bites. Like it was vicious. It was terrible. And
Ouch.
like she was trying to kill her own chimp, who was like a child because she had been treating it like a child and not like the undomesticated animal that it was.
Mhm.
And like you could have definitely gone down that road. There was an incredible movie here for how we abuse and like childify a chimp, and how the chimp is gonna be a wild chimp, and there's actual danger there that we don't see until it's too late. And like, whose fault is that? And how should this have happened? Like there's just so much pathos and so much horror to mine in the actual things that have happened, and to like there would be a really good movie in that. And instead they were like, well, no, we're just gonna give him rabies and make sure that the muzzle is extra evil looking and angry looking, and so like we know that's the bad guy.
Yeah. Did his teeth get sharper and pointier?
Yes,
as the
and
movie
longer.
went on, or was that just
Yes.
me?
No,
no.
That's also not something that rabies can do.
Yeah,
I don't think
Exactly.
any disease can do that, honestly.
Vampire
mean,
super rabies.
I was gonna say yeah. We got some Twilight rabies going on.
Like
This would almost make a better documentary, like than than what we got. Like, I mean, like just having something like this play out, like the real world, like repercussions of it.
They made a chimpanzee Wolverine in Primate, literally. So.
All right.
Oh, can I say there were two scenes that really made me mad that I just want to point out. One, 2026, the use of the word "ay caramba." What the fuck? I couldn't do that scene, and that bothered me. The other one, I
finally got that scene out of my head. You have to bring that shit back.
Oh my god. The other one that really
for me, I don't remember that. Don't remind me. Go on.
The other one is the father and the no, there's no rabies in Hawaii, and he goes back and he keeps signing that drove me nuts. Like, if there was even a fraction of it, like I'm not even a parent to it, like a child, but if there was like even a fraction of a chance that Parker was in jeopardy, I would like run out of Hall H at Comic-Con to make sure that he was okay. And like this guy is just like, nope, no, fans like
he's not a veterinarian, he's a novelist. The fuck is a scientist whose specialty is testing shit like that.
And the doctor gives zero pushback. They're like, that's right.
No. I think they poorly worded that. I think they were trying to say, yeah, I know that's a thing. That's why we retested it.
Like army,
but they did make it sound like the dad like somehow corrected the researcher or the vet to be like, oh, but there's no rabies here. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. I guess I'll retest it. That's not what they were trying to say, but that's definitely how it came across. It's like, let me guess, the vet he's talking to is a woman, because man, that really vibes that way.
I got the impression it was Dr. Lambert's wife.
Right.
And
but yeah.
I do.
Oh yeah. It was the wife. So yeah. Mansplaining to the vet's wife.
These teenagers, how many were there in the beginning? 4 or 5, and every single one of them had a cell phone, and then like suddenly none of them had their fucking
yes I made a note about that. There's zero chance the phone was upstairs. The phone was glued to everybody's fucking hand. That's how teenagers be.
That's another thing that bothers me in like modern horror movie. Every movie, it's about like people getting to their fucking phone. Like that's the thing that everybody needs in every movie, and it's like you guys said, nobody ever leaves their phones. Nobody.
Yeah.
But it's such a trope now.
Yeah, they could have easily made that like a thing. Like, they could have just it would have been flimsy, but they would have been like, oh, my dad's unplugged and he doesn't. There's no reception at this house. It's a big gorgeous house.
They had the excellent opportunity. They had all of them with their phones, but they got scared and they jumped in the pool and all their phones shorted.
Yeah. Yeah, because they would not have not had their phones with them. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, maybe one of them had an otter case that protected it, but they could have found a way to destroy it.
iPhones are waterproof to several.
So is the Samsung.
Like maybe that would have been tough to make happen too, but it would have been more plausible than just, oh, I left my phone upstairs.
How waterproof are they?
So much that I left my phone outside.
I don't know. I got an iPhone. Should we drop it in a pool and find out? Because
I'm just saying, maybe not as waterproof as you think. Also, you could have like a low battery situation on one of them. That kind of you can mix it up a little, but yeah.
Also, that monkey is an
infinity pool. They could have had like, oh, we jumped in with our phones and our phones came out of our pockets and went over the infinity pool. Like there were things you could do besides the bullshit. Oh, I left my phone upstairs, and oh, this phone's right here, but I can't see the screen because the screen's broken. Get the fuck out of here! If the screen was broken, how the fuck did you dial the last number on it?
It's up on the floor.
That monkey is a huge asshole. Okay, because like when he gets pushed over the edge, he waits down there and lets that guy have his hero moment for like 10 minutes, and then he reaches back up and pulls him over the ledge. Like, I mean. That
monkey was legit. Was like, gotcha, bitch.
Again, disoriented, nauseated, not feeling good, foaming at the mouth.
Super genius.
Super strange.
When the chimp goes over, you hear his scream fading as the distance comes between them, and then suddenly, oh, actually, he was right there the whole time. No, that's not how sound works.
165 IQ chimp with rabies.
Chimp was smart enough to know to throw the voice like that.
The chimp has a real cynical sense of humor. Like he's a real sick,
Oh yeah, they make.
Oh yeah.
They went out of their way to put evil human emotions onto the chimp. He's
like a hair away from Chucky. He's like very close.
Yeah.
Like that monkey. There's just. yeah, like I'm gonna keep coming back to the rabies. It was such a bullshit premise because
Bullshit premise.
both monkey would have been dead halfway through, or like not maybe not dead, but like definitely unable to do literally everything it was doing.
Yeah,
And it would have been feeling very sick pretty immediately and would no longer have had the strength to do any of the shit that it's something.
if it was showing symptoms, yeah. But like rabies takes a couple weeks to kick in. They've seen some cases that it could happen as early as 5 days. They were making this happen in like what, 1 day?
Hours, yeah.
By that accelerated path, that monkey was going to die in a day. Like according to their like super rabies logic. So they could have just treaded water for a couple more hours.
Yeah. And the chimp, so they sent the mongoose off to be tested, and it came back positive for rabies. The monkey wouldn't have had the chimp wouldn't have had the opportunity to be symptomatic when the vet came and tended to him, and then they would have gotten notification that it was rabies, and they would have still had time to give him the rabies treatment that would have potentially saved his life, and they would have quarantined the ever-loving shit out of him.
Oh yeah, they would have gone and quarantined him right then. They wouldn't have waited for the retest. That is insulting to every health official.
CDC would have been swarming that fucking house well before the dad probably before the dad even got the text message that it was rabies. The CDC would have been there. They would have had that fucker darted and boxed up in a metal box, and those kids would have been alive. Like, it's just so
especially in Hawaii that has such tight biological controls that they won't let it in. There's zero chance that they would have taken even the hint of it non-seriously and let it slide.
Also, what kind of parent throws a dead mongoose on a kitchen table? Like,
it was in a bag. It's fine.
Even RFK Jr. was like, "That's fucking gross, man. Like, come on now." Like,
it was in a bag. It was fine.
I don't know, man.
If you work with an animal researcher, weirder shit has happened.
Okay.
His wife is a linguistics professor.
That was the least fucked up thing that happened.
And she was
grew up on a farm.
Also, how many words are on like the monkey's like talking board? Like, why the fuck is dead one of the words that he uses? Like, you know.
Oh, no, that's an important word. That absolutely would have been on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
The chimps that they taught sign language, they taught them dead. There's a really interesting story about one of the caretakers for one of the chimps who was gone for a while and came back, and the chimp was giving her the cold shoulder because she was gone, and was like basically saying, "You suck," and "Why were you gone?" And the caretaker explained that her baby had died, that she had had a miscarriage, and the monkey or the chimp replied with sad, saying that they were sad that that had happened. So death is definitely a thing that you would want to figure out if they know what it is and how it works.
If you want to believe Google's AI overview, Ben the chimp in the movie knew over 300 words. So it makes sense that dead would be one of them. But like, he kept repeating Lucy Bad.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
They do that jump scare at the end of the movie with Lucy Bad, with the cops are fucking with the board. It's like, is there going to be a sequel to this shit?
Right? Like it was
there should be. The sister should get the rabies.
Well, I mean, she's going to get the rabies shots, so she doesn't. Like they're painful and in the stomach repeatedly for several courses. It's not good. Rabies
treatment is bad.
Yeah, she's gonna get the rabies treatment. She'll be okay. But they kind of hinted, I guess, that there are more mongooses out there with rabies. I don't know. They just put it in there because it's something you have to put in, just like you have to have a final girl. You have to have the callback for the killer being alive in some fashion, because that's what makes a horror film, apparently.
And I'm glad you said that, because there's one last point that I wanted to make today, and I wanted to make this distinction. Okay, and we talked about this last time when we did Scream, and I just wanted to like point out the difference between like something like the original Scream, not the shitty Scream we saw, and like this movie, right? And that's that at least the original, like this is the kind of stuff that in my opinion, kind of gives horror and especially slasher movies kind of bad names, right? They're not about anything. They're very the characters are very superficial. They would drown in a shallow pool. They're very gimmick driven and like gore first and not about the thing, and like not about the character's story, anything really. And if you look at something like Scream, I would argue that Scream is something very different, right? Every character in that movie has an arc. You know, Gail Weathers goes from being a bit of an ambulance chaser to, a bit of somebody courageous and more compassionate over the course of the story. Dewey goes from being kind of a joke to a hero. You know, Sydney, even though it's like more of a teen drama thing, kind of finds her empowerment over the course of the story. So it had that element where like at least each of the characters had arcs. It despite the fact that it's like a slasher movie, it's not overly explicit and saturated, movie, and also it had like a mystery element to it as well. Like one of the cool things about that movie, I remember personally when I was a kid, was seeing the trailer and they would flash all the images of the different characters, and like every one of them had a distinct look. I remember thinking like Dewey was the creepiest looking one, and he turns out to be the goof. So the point I'm making is like that movie had like, it had like a story behind it. It had like a social drama. It had a mystery element, and it also had like an element where like at the end of the day, you kind of go back in the world different, and you look at your friends and the people next to you different. And you second guess who they might be underneath, those different layers and stuff. And like I said, like Deliverance is another movie about stuff, and Texas Chainsaw. So like, I find, just in general, I feel like, horror gets kind of lumped in with more like this kind of stuff, and like the better, more successful pieces do. And I just want to make that distinction that there are better, things, and that when horror works, it's stuff that works with deeper layers of thought and work on multiple levels, versus this, which like I said, is just kind of like paper thin. So that's my little dissertation on like the difference between something like that and something like this. And this is something that bothered me my whole life, because I remember like even being a kid when like Roger Ebert would do, those kind of speeches about how like they're all the same and they're all just, and there is an element to that. Like this movie is ugly to the female protagonists and shit. Like they do suffer a lot. But like in better movies and stuff, there's hopefully and usually, sometimes a point behind that kind of suffering. So, or that kind of storytelling. I disagree with you, and I think there are some that I'm gonna pick a few. Wait till Halloween comes around. Give me 3 weeks in Halloween. I'm gonna come up with some fun horror shit.
So we've been ripping on this for like 40 minutes now. Is there anything we like about this movie?
I already told you, I like the practical effects.
Kevin has stuff. I know you have stuff to say about what you like.
So I like the practical effects part. When I watched the behind the scenes and learned that they actually had an actual person playing the chimpanzee, that was part I actually did like. I actually like the kids got killed, honestly, if I'm being honest, because they was annoying as fuck. So I was pretty happy about that. So.
The best friend wasn't, but that loud, shrill one was not amazing.
Yeah,
but to your point, the practical effects, yes, good, especially because they kept mostly cutting away in time, so you didn't really see how it was done as much. Sometimes they lingered too long and you're like, nope, that's not real. Also, the scene with the chimp inside the closet was wildly not effective. It was so dumb.
You mean the shot for shot scene from Alien?
Yeah, that one.
The shot for shot scene from Halloween.
Yeah, the one where it was absolutely impractical that's how that would have gone down. Either the chimpanzee would have scented them and dove through the closet and tore them up, or the chimpanzee would have looked in, not scented them, seen shit, and moved on. There's no point in which they would have been pushing its muzzle through plastic and then walking away. That's silly. I did like that there were no chimps actually involved in this movie, so that was nice. No animals harmed in the making or tortured in any fashion. Good. And so they used the practical effects work better than CGI. CGI would not have done well here. It would have, oh god,
right.
That is definitely one way they could have gone worse.
I
really didn't know that
there wasn't any in there. There wasn't really any CGI.
I didn't like how they used they deliberately just kept making him look worse and worse and eviler and meaner and
not a thing that Rainey's do.
Right.
Ryan's point, a possessed monkey would have worked so much better. Like that
so much better.
Oh my gosh. The teddy bear, she brings him a demonic puzzle box.
Anything.
There we go.
Just anything. There.
He breaks like the one wish willow.
Seriously, they could have did a Chucky moment where a serial killer did the voodoo spell and put his soul inside a chimpanzee. That would have made a such better movie than this Primate.
It would have solved so many problems. And
wouldn't they just assume that absolutely nobody that knows fuck all about this disease was ever gonna watch this movie, and then like just get so mad about it? I'm so mad about how
they don't care. This movie is not like, they're not trying to show anything or a point of view. They're like the descendants of other horror movies. They're picking scenes from other movies and they're like, how can we do this but with a monkey? It's like it's like remember when we were kids and they would like, well, maybe not when we were kids and shit, but like, they would like freshen up every sitcom season with like, and this season they're going to Hawaii, but it's just the same shit like in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. Like this is like the same old shit but with a chimp instead of, a serial killer.
It's reskinned.
Yeah, Good word.
Yeah, very apt.
Let's talk about the guy's face, then de-skinned.
That was my comment.
The first kid, the one that jumps into her bed and then he gets his jaw ripped off. I was watching the skin tear on that. I was like, what is that? What was that?
That was
silicone. Yeah. What was that? Like that's not, skin doesn't do that.
Yeah, they needed to have not lingered there. Like that first rip scene, they cut away pretty quickly. So you were like, oh yeah, that was terrible. But it was so fast that you didn't have time to be like, no, that looks fake. So
I don't know why, like, it didn't make sense that the chimp would bludgeon the girl to death on the stairwell because she was down and she wasn't moving. So he would have no longer been interested in her. But then, like, he's like, sees the other girl come running up the stairs and she's like, no, don't. And then he's like, nah, I'm going to fuck your friend up, and then smashes her head.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that was a little like, there was a lot of, if you're scared by gore, this is a good movie because you're gonna be scared the whole fucking except for that
cool enough to double tap that girl, but at the end where they finish him off with a bottle, the whole family just like, let's turn our backs and hug. Like,
right?
Would not have happened. That's too much PTSD. They would absolutely be keeping an eye on that. They had to have seen at least one horror film. Come on.
Like, no, you like, even like when we've all had much less traumatizing things happen to us where we're like, is that for sure? Like I got in a car crash a while ago and like the first thing I was like, are we done moving? Is it stopped? Are we done? Like, and you sit like that frozen until you're fucking sure. So they would be frozen staring at that corpse until they were definitely sure that thing was dead. And then get the fuck out of that room and lock the door. What are you doing?
Facts.
Once I got
the cops, they can pump a fucking clip into them if it's needed because it's a horror movie, and of course he's not dead.
Yeah, once I got bit by a dog trying to get some Taco Bell, and I swear to God, like it was like he was trying to get the Taco Bell. He was on a nightstand next to me, and I was
your origin story.
Well, he
Taco
was like
Bell.
he was like, but anyway, I had to like sit in that chair because the thing is, like, it was like my buddy's dog. I'd known the dog my whole life, but he wanted the taco, see, and he was like showing me his teeth, and I was like, oh buddy, come on now. And when I went to pet him, he just sunk into my teeth and like started shaking his head, and like I screamed like the most effeminate girl that you'd ever heard in my life. But then when it was done, like I had to like sit there and be like, come to terms with it, because I'm like, this like shouldn't have happened. Like, we're friends, you know. Yeah, it's crazy. So I can't imagine them all like being like, oh. But like I said, this is like, but that's like an old horror trope, and that's what they do. They do, this is like paint by number. Like they took an old horror script and they just, crossed out Jason and wrote in chimp. They probably wrote in monkey because they were fucking assholes.
All the sequels of all the horror films, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. I'll make sure I put one good sequel in my list.
There's some acting in here that I thought was pretty good, like from the people, as well as the guy in the chimp suit. Like that was pretty good. And like Amanda said, they did, the dad was solid. Lucy was solid, I guess. She was all right. The screaming girl, like that's not that hard of a.
She was annoying.
Yeah. And that's not really that hard of a part to play, and like that was over the, like she was being like her role, that the character was over the top obnoxious shitty person. So like that's honestly, if you ever listen to actors, like they love playing shitty people. Like that's some of the favorite actors, are their favorite is the bad guys and the shitty people because there's so much to play. So she probably loved playing that person until
to play, honestly.
Her vocal cords got fried from all the screaming.
Right. Whereas the brother was bland, but like I feel he played it well because it's exactly what he's supposed to be. He was like the bland boy next door that the girl next door was crushing on. It's like, okay, yeah.
And then like he was sort of shitty to his mom on the phone. And so, of course, he deserved to die, right?
Yeah.
Well, also don't forget he spurned the original last girl by taking up with the slutty girl after saying, "Oh, she's like a sister to me." Like he didn't know she had a crush on him. Yeah.
I don't know. I've met men who are that stupid, so maybe.
Maybe. I did
lot of
like
them
how they had the sisterly interactions and then with the father as well. Like they were
Yes.
not letting him get away with being a workaholic and just being like, "Why won't you love me?" They're like, "Why are you being a dick and not spending time with us?" Much
Yeah.
better interactions. Apparently they had on set Troy, the dad, that actor, his wife is also deaf and an actor and was on set helping provide background on cultural pieces for children of deaf adults, how they might want to behave and how they would interact, and helping refine their sign language so that it was a little more accurate, which was great.
They have a lot of scenes where they have a deaf character interacting with a non-deaf character. The non-deaf character is always talking out loud, and they didn't do that in this one. And that was like, that's what it's supposed. It's like you're not going to talk if you're signing to your deaf father. You're not going to talk out loud to like
Yeah.
that's always said. It struck me as insincere. Like that's fake, right? That's not what
Yeah.
they really do. There's one of the seasons of Only Murders in the Building there's an episode that takes place entirely from the viewpoint of the deaf character, and
Yeah.
it was silent, and it was so uncomfortable, like extremely effective episode because it was so uncomfortable to be a hearing person and hear nothing for that whole episode.
Yep. People
that
had to
the-
read.
Is that the Steve Martin Short show?
Yeah,
Yes.
first season.
And
I'll have to
so-
check it out. I've heard.
Selena
Still
Gomez.
recommend.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that show. That's pretty good.
I haven't seen it, but I heard it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did one of my favorite characters dirty, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna keep watching as long as they keep making them.
Same.
Nice. Huh?
They did one of my favorite characters so dirty.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not talking about that. We already did a
Yeah.
show on that. Actually, next time, when's the new season come out? We can do another show on that new season. Or maybe we didn't do a episode on the most recent season. We can do that next year. Anyway, yeah. So, anything else that is good about this movie?
Yeah, the
I
end
mean-
credits.
Sets and stuff, like the location is pretty. Just it was a weird place to have that take place, but it is very pretty. Like I'm not gonna argue that it was a very visually dynamic place.
It was all a soundstage in London that they built.
really.
Yeah.
It looked
I figured.
nice.
It
I
looked nice.
figured it was a soundstage. I
Yeah.
figured.
Wasn't trying to
Yeah.
show this immediately, but I guess here's the quiz.
Yeah.
I'm always torn. Do I want to do this on my second screen because I got one, or do I want to do this on my phone?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it on my second screen this time.
The conspiracy theory part of my brain is wondering if they decided to do a chimp as the villain movie, considering there's been several news things out lately about, well, sort of recently, on how they've been doing some animal testing on chimps and monkeys, and how the government hasn't been able to rehome some of the ones that were supposed to be retired in a timely fashion, and now they're lacking funds to do some of this, just to help, raise that anti-chimp sentiment so that it seems less terrible.
Yeah.
Because certainly when Jaws and Cujo came out, the writers and directors expressed regret for making the movie because it demonized and had lots of sharks being killed, and it took a reputation hit for the Saint Bernards, who are actually gentle dogs. And eventually the Bernards recovered. The sharks are still getting a rehabilitated rep issue going on. That's how bad that one was.
Damn it, Spielberg.
Not working.
Yeah, that's weird.
Invalid game ID. Oh, right.
Oh yeah, didn't like that much. There we go.
Okay, now there's people popping in. But it says my name is already taken.
Yeah, it said mine
We need-
said the same thing when I tried to go back in.
Should I reload it?
Maybe?
Oh, I see 3 in there now.
Yeah, it wasn't letting me in at all. There was nobody in there, and I thought surely we've all tried to enter the game already. So
Yeah.
why is it doing that?
It's like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care.
Let's blame
look,
Georgia
you
Hotel
can't
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you have to. I guess
Hold on.
I tried to pick the chimp, and it won't let me. Let me pick the chimp, but now it's saying that I already have it taken.
Yeah, no, I think I picked the chimp, but then I logged out because
Yeah, I think it's
you guys had to
broken.
redo
Whatever.
it. Hold on.
It's just broken.
Let me just re.
Look at how many there are. There's like 5 different animals taken, 6 animals taken, and I don't know what's going on.
Kev Shifter. Kevin, does that mean you're a where, Kevin?
No. No, it's a joke because of my new comic called Skin Shifter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you have a pre-launch page that you wanted to show off while we're waiting?
Of course I do. I just forgot to send it to you. I'm so
Nice.
sorry.
Yeah, you did. I can't
I'm sorry.
promote your shit.
You know,
Tell
I have
me
a
what your
thousand
shit
things
is.
going on.
Fair enough.
You know, I have a thousand things going on, so I forgot. It's like,
All right,
my
I
bad.
can't find an ape. I'm just going to be a murder ape, but I'll be a hamster.
They don't have a mongoose in here either, do they?
Sadly, no.
Bummer.
Racist. I'm kidding.
Speciesist. I don't. What does a mongoose look like? They just kind of showed the gross, like.
Yeah, they're kind of a
Corpse
long Weasley
bag.
looking thing.
Okay, so I am thinking of the right thing.
I put the link in the
Yeah.
private chat there.
It might be a mustelid. I'm not
Whoops.
positive on that.
I backed out. Funny things are going to happen. All right. All right.
I put the link in the private chat there.
Okay.
There we go.
Skin shift. Okay. All right. That is in the chat, everybody. Go look in the chat. Ow. Wow. Owie. Hit my knee. Fine, I've got 2 of them.
Should we start the
No.
quiz?
We should start the
Have-
quiz.
All right.
Start the quiz.
Carefully mentioned this several times.
I was just slowed.
Sarah off to a lead.
Fuck. That wasn't in the movie.
It was.
It
Yeah,
was
actually,
at the
it
beginning, and
was.
it's the only dead
How
language
much
on that
attention
list.
Say, because I tuned out of this movie pretty fucking early. I'm not gonna lie.
It was in the first 15 seconds.
Yeah, they spent a lot of time writing that intro. Like I think, like
Oh.
trying to make rabies intimidating.
I didn't even see
Mhm.
that. Oh,
They're on it for like 25 minutes.
I don't even
I
remember
know.
that.
I remember. And I remember looking at it and seeing that it was stupid.
Oh shit! I got it
It
right.
was a rectangle.
It was a
Yellow.
rectangle. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to argue that.
Pineapples are not
It was
rectangular.
a rectangular pineapple. Yes, they are with the bottom and the.
They are oval shaped. They are oblong,
It
flattened,
had the
Not
green sprouts
rectangle.
on the top.
I'm going to challenge this game.
whatever.
Go ahead.
See, again, tuned the fuck out of this shit. Oh, I got it right. It's like I tuned the hell out of this movie. I was not paying attention. It's not like me. Normally, I'm trying to find
I
something.
tried to find the titles of the books and I couldn't. I
They
wasn't
were
willing
on
to.
the posters in the background.
Yeah, I wasn't willing to rewind for
Ah.
it. I should have.
There.
God damn it, Brian.
God no.
No.
Was that true?
Well, I mean, he did have the car keys. It could have been the Fast and Furious George.
Oh god.
I was moving fast, Brian. I was moving fast.
Yeah.
Furious George.
I like how that fucking shit knew exactly how those fucking car keys work too.
Shitty ass frat boys.
The bottle didn't technically kill him. The bottle just slowed him down.
Quite a bit. He would have bled out, but yeah.
Yeah.
Not before murdering at least one of those 3 people that were still left.
And it takes the lead.
I think I'm dead in the water. Or rabbit in the water. Oh God, I have no idea.
Swiper, no swiping.
Dude, I am surprised that I got that right.
Is that still on the air at all?
I've-
Like Dora?
Who has broadcast TV?
I've never
Right.
seen an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't know
I
what
don't
it
think
is.
I
to
have
be honest.
either.
Probably a little late to start.
Why are you guys? How have you never seen? Okay, you clearly don't have like nieces or nephews. Like that's why I've seen every single episode of SpongeBob at least twice.
I've seen all
saw
the
bits
like,
of
I've
it and
seen
thought
all
it
the
looked
episodes.
dumb.
I've seen Mulan 987 times, and Wreck-It Ralph I've seen dozens of times, and like
Ooh,
not
it's
just
neck
because
and
I'm
neck.
a weirdo.
Seen a lot of
I love
Octonauts.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Eh?
Ooh, here's my trick question.
Shit, a person? I don't know.
I mean,
I
technically
mean-
the mom, but also
Mhm.
I thought the dumbass dad was the one that killed the mongoose. It was Ben.
He found it dead in the enclosure. It was like, oh, Ben, you're getting in fights with the neighbors.
Did rabies kill it or did Ben?
Hey guys,
It was pretty
Don't-
gory.
don't contest the few points that I amassed in this. Oh, I really thought they were douchebags.
I mean, that's what I was rooting for. I mean, I don't appreciate that language, but like of the choices.
That was a close one.
Woo, well done, Sarah.
last one there because hot guys playing.
They were
Congratulations.
not hot guys, and
Invited
Yeah,
those two
no.
over to their house and they didn't even know their first names. Jesus Christ.
things that did not happen.
Right. I mean, even stupid, like she wasn't just a high school kid. She was in college. She certainly had enough real world experience to know that you don't give your home address to two guys you met on an airplane whose names you don't even know.
Who weren't acting particularly well.
No. And they when they answered the phone, they were very clearly hammered and high. They actually said they were lit, didn't they?
Yeah.
So
Getting
of
fucking
course,
lit.
to be fair, when she originally called them, she got their voicemail.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, this is what I mean.
Yeah.
These are the kids that come see this movie. Like those kids come on the weekend and they watch this and like, oh, those guys
And
are
those-
awesome. And then they,
That's like a great movie for a guy to take his new girlfriend who he wants to like cuddle up against him and go,
like the
Because-
15-year-old, 16, yeah, like the young kids
yeah,
do that.
like-
Yeah.
you're right. This is a great movie for like teenagers to
No.
go and be edgy and shit. It's
Well,
not.
no,
I don't
see,
want them ingesting this and
No, I
taking
want
away
them to
any
watch a
message.
better
I
horror
don't want
movie.
them to, but that's why they want to go see movies like this. Is because that's the kind of shit that they shouldn't be watching.
Yeah, they do this so that they can look tough in front of the girls. Like they're not going to
Well,
go up there and
also,
be like
As a former girl, I want you guys to know that we don't want to watch gory shit and then make out. Like we don't.
Well,
That's gonna make a
Some
lot.
girls do, and that's okay.
That's fair, but a lot it's just
A chunk
it's
of girls
much more likely
do
to
not.
be traumatizing or at the very least nauseating.
Also, kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, like I said, there are better ones out there. Seek them out.
I
you know?
always loved
Yeah,
the
they're
Are they
not.
the- yes, there
The
are.
entire
Supernatural.
genre is boring. I'm sorry.
No, there
I
are.
always liked
no.
Yes.
natural thriller. Like
Mm-mm.
I was, if you ever invited me and said let's go watch, let's go watch a super like the Poltergeist. What's that movie with the red hill one? Fuck, I can't remember it. Jim Beaver's in it.
This
Tom
is all
Hiddleston.
y'all. This is all y'all's area. What is
Jim
she
Beaver?
talking
What's a
about?
Jim Beaver?
The name of that movie. Now I'm gonna
So who
look.
the hell is Jim Beaver? That's
Jim
new.
Beaver is
I'm just
Just
putting
like
Jim Beaver Red Hill in and seeing what comes up.
no, the Jim Beaver is the guy who plays Bobby Singer on
Supernatural and
so,
Deadwood. Red Hill
um,
Entertainments.
I don't know. My point is, there is good horror out there,
Okay.
great horror out there. This is not it.
This movie. Crimson Peak is the name of the movie. It's Crimson Peak.
Okay.
Oh,
That was a
Natural
great
Brilliant.
brain translation. Nice.
that was a good movie. Yeah.
It makes sense if you've seen the movie. It makes sense. But anyway, yeah, Jim Beaver's the dad, and he gets violently murdered. It's pretty cool, and that's like the goriest thing in the whole movie is the dad dying at the beginning, which, it's a supernatural and a psychological thriller. It's much better than Primate. Not that it's good, but I don't mind it. I liked the movie.
So it's a very different movie than Primate. Primate really just had the one goal, which was
Yes.
Be a
Shock value.
scary
Shock.
movie.
Yeah, shock value.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like the same way that like the same like this is like the equivalent of like slapstick humor. You know, like they expect you to, find this movie scary the same way they expect you to find somebody getting hit in the balls is funny. And I would argue that it is not inherently on its own, but
at
there
all.
are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if set up payoff, there's horror, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's comedy. My point is there's degrees to these things. In
Yeah,
this case,
this movie was to come watch a monkey murder kids, and it succeeded in show, I guess, that.
no
Yeah.
argument here. That's what it was.
And I think I hope that, well, first of all, this movie didn't have the explosive popularity that Jaws and Cujo had, so there's not going to be the backlash against chimps that those movies caused against their respective animals. But also, I hope it didn't do that at all, because again, it's not. First of all, that chimp had rabies, and secondly, that's not how fucking rabies works. And thirdly, they don't act like that. I mean, they do act aggressive. Like, that's not like, especially like what Amanda was saying. The males get very aggressive.
But that's on the humans for trying to keep them as a pet.
You don't domesticate a wild animal.
Right. Domestication is something that takes the course of, like, we genetically modify other animals over the course of thousands, tens of thousands of years. That's not pick one up in the wild and it's fine. That's not how that works.
Yeah, even then, like, Fred, you just told us a story about getting bitten by a dog that you'd known your whole life.
Yeah.
We're all sitting here with a bunch of cats in our house, and you know what those fuckers do to you. Like, I don't go a single day without bleeding at least once because of my cat.
I have
how
no
they
cats, so.
And so you can't expect a chimpanzee. And like, some people keep those capuchin monkeys.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
oh, it's really cute. And then they bite you, and you get an infection, and then they're like, it's not cute anymore. It's like, yeah, because it's a fucking wild animal. Put it back outside where it belongs.
Like, my sister had a dog when we went to Texas. That was my first time meeting her dog. I got scratched the fuck up. But it wasn't a hate scratch. It was like he had them zoomies and he was excited to meet people because he's a very friendly dog. But I just know the next day I'm scratched the fuck up. And the next thing I know, this thing is laying on me seat. I'm like, I guess I'm in your pet now because you scratched the fuck out of my arm. Good lord.
Yeah.
So,
Well, somebody's nails needed trimming, but also yes.
yes.
Stuff happens. And
He's a good dog. I mean, you love it like dogs. So, but yeah. Well, you probably can still see the scratch on my arm too.
By the way, before we end, Kev, you want to pitch your comic real quick?
Yeah. Tell us more about your comic.
Yeah.
And also, there's 2 skin shifters with Kevin
cool.
on Kickstarter. Maybe tell us which one's which.
That one should be in the one
comic
in the
skin shifter.
chat. So
Okay, I just looked it up on Kickstarter because I couldn't get the link to work. But there are 2.
Yeah, it's good
There's
stuff.
2 Kevin Davis skin shifters.
he's Keviside Global LLC.
There's also a Kevin's Land.
That's all you, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's my old.
Okay,
That's
okay,
my
I'm
old
sorry.
Aren't those all you?
I forgot that one existed, so I thought I deleted it, but apparently on their
Okay,
side, they
I'm sorry.
deleted it. But this
I
one
can't
is actually
believe that Kickstarter's letting you get away with this.
like, so
image.
technically it is. I'm like, technically that one's still me because I own it, but this is
Okay.
the right one that's actually active. But yeah, my comic skin shifter. This is chapter 1 coming out August 25th. A few days before my birthday, which is September 1st, and I did that on purpose. Especially it's Halloween season, so why not bring a horror comic out? You know what I mean? So Skin Shifter is the story is main character Maya Fitzgerald. She's a college student trying to live her life normally, keep her grades up and everything. But for some odd freaking reason, she's being stalked by this demon called the Jackal Bunny. Or she's also called a Skin Shifter because she's the alter ego type of character, where the human version side of her is named Sabrina Jackal. And so this is chapter 1 of the story, and I'm splitting it into parts. Where this chapter 1, and when Skin Shifter comes back, it'll be a full-fledged graphic novel. So in chapter 1, I'm just letting you sink your teeth into to see if you want to come back for more to see the full arc of the story. But Jackal Bunny is sent from hell by the demon Porpoise Fiend to take the soul of Amaya, and you're like on this journey of cat and mouse trying to figure out, okay, why the hell does he want her soul so bad? Like, what's the importance of this chick? Like, she's just a regular college girl. I was like, just trying to live her life normally. Yeah, so it's like it's one of my favorite stories I've written so far. It's based on my novel Jackal Bunny I wrote a couple years ago. That's like the first 7 chapters of the novel is chapter 1 of Skin Shifter. But the chapters after that will actually be different in the graphic novel version, as I'm a better writer than I was the first time writing the story. So I'm tweaking it from the novel. Like, I'm readapting my own story and making it better and making it more make sense, first of all. Because when I reread what I wrote 3 years ago, I'm like, what the fuck did I say?
That's how it happened.
But now I'm like, oh, that's what I was trying to say when I wrote this freaking thing. Let me make it better and make it more I don't want to say scary, but more intensifying, because I'm not trying to do like those cheap jump scares, because I want you to feel the intensity in the art, but plus with my writing, and I also just want you to have some fun and hate people. So I'm gonna be honest, and when you're gonna hate characters in the story, so if you're like, I purposely wrote that way because I want you to hate those characters, and don't trust anybody. I'll just say that. So except for Maya, of course, but yeah.
Well, you have to say that.
But yeah, this chapter 1. We're down to about 15 pages left in production. My artist legit updated me a couple hours ago, so I kind of lost count how many pages she has left, because she's going fast as fuck. So I don't know how many. Well, I just know the end result chapter 1 is about estimating 40 pages maybe. So, and the full graphic novel will be about 100 something pages when it comes back. So this is just chapter 1, getting your teeth sink into it to see what you think about it and see if you want to know the full story.
Nice.
So
Nice,
yeah.
man.
Awesome. Well, the link is in the comments there, so everybody go click it and check it out. There's more art on there. I can't.
Love the art. It's very
There's
striking.
more art. Yeah, I like this one. I can't believe that Kickstarter didn't like get you for that one, because it's got blood on it. Oh my god. Or it looks
Blood.
kind of like.
Oh my god, it's so bloody.
Cleavage, too.
Fuck you, Kickstarter.
Oh yeah,
But it's not
cleavage and,
lingerie, so it's okay.
Oh my gosh, so much
lingerie.
cleavage. Oh my gosh, she is showing so much cleavage though. Oh my god.
I mean, I'm glad they backed off on that shit, but we will never forget Kickstarter.
Never.
But no, but the funny thing is that my campaign was approved before I added the cover. So I added it after they approved it.
We maybe shouldn't have pointed that out.
So, yeah. I don't give a shit.
Big Brother is everywhere, sir.
All right,
Sorry.
everybody
Yeah,
go check
okay.
that out too.
I mean, I've done sets multiple times on like I don't know how many shows. It's still up there. So.
I don't know how like my campaign was just ending, I think, when all that stuff happened, and I still cannot believe that I did get dinged, didn't get a stern talking to, nothing happened, and it was weird. I'm grateful, but
Right.
They're gonna call you into the principal's office, like, Sarah.
Right.
there was a guy. Oh, I don't remember. It was like we all have him on our friends list, and he was complaining because his way less sexual story than mine got pulled because he had his superhero had a skin tight suit on, and they never did give him his campaign back, and that campaign had made 5 figures, so he lost a lot from it.
Yeah.
I think I know the one you're talking about.
From what I understand, they did absolutely nothing to help him, but like he also did do himself any favors by bitching on Facebook.
Yeah.
Gotta be
And then on my on the graphic novel version, Todd Rayner is doing the main cover for the graphic novel version of Screen
Nice.
Shifter.
All right.
So.
So next week we are doing Men in Black 2. And the guys from Movie Smash are coming
Yeah.
over and hang with us. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
We were
I swear I'm on break right now, so I didn't not sincere anymore. I'm on break right now.
we'll have to
So.
get you started again at the beginning of the year, because by then we'll forget that we hated this movie, and we'll let you pick another
Yeah.
movie. Okay,
You
Amanda.
just calculate and pick.
I
You
love
like think is
that.
like the
That's
one that's like think of a bulletproof movie that they can't possibly.
And we'll do it.
Well, they need to make a movie that would earn that title.
Right.
But okay.
I mean,
So.
this was fun though. I do enjoy just shitting on a movie real good. Like that's
Right?
fun.
Like we
Fun.
all found like a thing that we didn't dislike. And
We also ways to improve
Well,
it that would legit
because
improve
I
it.
already have another movie in mind.
What is
Yeah.
it?
We should
I mean,
tighten up this
I mean,
format
I
where we
just
where we
recently
talk about like, yeah, this is what sucked, this is what they did good, this is what we would do to make it a better movie. Like we definitely need to tighten up the format
Yeah.
here and do that, because
Yeah.
we have
Okay.
so many movies
Yeah,
to
I'm
make
like-
them better already, and we need to
I-
get
Yeah.
more
Yeah, I
than
think
enough.
Brian's contribution here for like making it to demonic possession was like the solid choice for how to improve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your?
And I just recently watched a new
We
movie
can't
that's
do
in
that
theaters
because
right
then
now.
it's supernatural. It's not real. Like it's fucking already not real. Okay. There's no like if for nothing else, then there's no fucking rabies in Hawaii. Okay. Like there was, and that was a stupid thing to even bring up. That because they brought it up, and it's like that's why would you say that? Why would you fucking say that? You just ruined the tiniest shred of credibility that you had that monkey had rabies. Okay. Fucking idiots. Anyway.
You were saying,
What
Kevin?
was your suggestion, Kevin? Yeah. What was your?
The movie I just saw that just came out, the end of Oak
Mhm.
Street.
How was
movie.
that? I wanted to see that.
I want to see that one. Yeah.
The first time I watched it, I had my brain turned off because I just needed a break from something. And then I was like, okay, that was a pretty good watch. And then I watched it again. I was like, what the fuck is this plot about?
Dinosaurs.
Because I'm
I-
like,
yeah.
Dinosaurs.
and so
You
I'm
had to be a
like,
dinosaur.
Dinosaurs.
so I'm like, I'm like,
Dinosaurs.
because when
Sorry.
people instantly think it's like a Jurassic Park remake or a copy. I'm like, it's definitely not that. I'm like, the way I put it as it's Jurassic Park mixed with time travel. I'll put it that way because that's the way how it was shaped in this
Okay.
freaking movie. And I was confused as hell as to what the plot was. Like, what was this leading
not
to?
great.
And then, first of all, it's like 30 minutes into the movie, then a dinosaur show up out of nowhere. I'm just like, okay, we just had an entire drama that wasn't really that dramatic. Then now, 30 minutes into the movie, the dinosaurs finally show up, and then now they're eating people. And then now we have, spoiler alert, now we have these random time travel holes popping up. I was like, oh my God, that's our time. I was like, the
Okay.
fuck? What? What?
We have to watch
I was
that
like,
movie.
okay. And then I was like, I'm so confused as to what's going on. I'm like, the first time I watched it, yes, it was a pretty good watch because I had my brain off for a minute. And then going back and digesting it, I was like, okay, what the hell just happened? Because I am so confused. I was like, first of all, how in the world did these time portals even pop up? Like, was there a science experiment going on? They did not show in the freaking movie, or was you just have to see it for yourself? I don't know how to really explain it. It was just one of those like,
But
Yeah, I want to see it.
It sounds like they took the UK
Yeah.
series Primeval and turned it into a movie.
I think that might be the best way to explain it, but it was. You just have to watch it. I don't know how to freaking explain it. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm like, I love Anne Hathaway. I love the guy who plays Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I was like,
He has a
but
name.
Why did y'all
He's
put
done
this
more
shit?
than Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I know, but that's the thing I freshly watched him from. That's why I always go about
Okay.
Obi-Wan. But I know he's from other stuff. I know him from Doctor Sleep too, but I always go
Acting
back
for
to
40
Obi-Wan.
years. Okay.
Yeah. Dude, that don't mean shit to me. I know I've seen a lot of people acting for 40 years. I still want to go back to a certain project I actually know, like remember
Nobody's,
them.
I
from.
realized kids
So,
today have not seen Train Spotting the way I think they have. Like I was talking
Oh
to
yeah, no,
somebody
that's an old movie.
yeah.
I was talking the other day about like a Kelly McDonald, and I'm like, oh, she's been around forever. She's great. And they're like, what the fuck? Yeah, I guess the young kids today.
But yeah, it was just one of those movies. It's like
See, they need to get
it's. I was like, to me, I was like, it was slightly better than Jurassic World Rebirth, but that's a
Low
very low
bar.
bar.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, it's a really just a. I don't know what kind of plot they was trying to go with this movie because I feel like they just splattered it out and just made that's just a rough draft and didn't even get to a
Based
final
on a
draft.
little bit of the Wikipedia I'm reading,
Um,
apparently it was sponsored by Starbucks.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
probably why it sucks.
Yeah.
Do the dinosaurs drink?
But it was so confusing to me. I didn't know what the crap was going on. But yeah, it's just one of those movies you just have to turn your brain off, and then just take like an hour and a half break before you digest it, because you'd be like,
We are
"What
way
the
too
fuck?"
critical on this show.
Yeah,
We were to
Sounds
do
like-
I kept hearing like Backrooms and Iron Lung were really good. Like if we do a horror movie that's supposed to be good,
Obsession.
Obsession. I heard Weapons.
No.
No,
Weapons is no
Obsession
good.
was
I've heard
pretty
Weapons.
good.
I've not watched
Weapons
it.
was horrible.
I have Iron Lung ready to watch. I have not gotten Backrooms yet.
I fell asleep within 10 minutes of Iron
Really?
Man.
Well, I like that it was like
Um,
you know, an indie thing, and just the big places are kind of getting on my nerves. Like the big studios are getting on my nerves. So, and then like I say that, and then Backrooms tried to fucking sue everybody who was using the Backrooms creepypasta stuff. That
was
was
so
bullshit. But anyway,
All right. Men in Black 2 next week?
yes, next week, Men in Black 2 with the movie Smash people. The guy,
Yes.
Chris, and do you remember the other guy's name? I forget his name. I'm sorry.
I remembered Chris.
Oh no.
Their names next week. It'll be fine.
Oh no!
This is not that serious of a show, you guys. It's fine. It'll be fine. Also, go to the Movie Smash page, and they have a podcast. The last week's episode, I believe it was, that Fred and I came on and talked about Men in Black 1. And then they're going to come over here, and we're going to talk about Men in Black 2.
Nice.
And then, I don't know, we'll go to a completely third. We'll go to one of
Kevin's show for 3.
10,000 podcasts, and we'll do Men in Black 3 on his show.
Oh yeah, because I am starting
See,
another live
you know what I
stream
Nice.
show that's not on Fridays. So,
All right.
Kind of fun to funny trail.
So if you want therapy on my show, just text
Nice.
me. We'll figure
Yeah,
it out.
we'll do it.
So, we'll probably do Oh Shoot on my show because I'm confused as fuck watching it. So we'll see.
Fair enough. All right. So, with
But,
that all
yeah.
being said, come back.
But yeah, if you want to do part 3 on my
And
show,
you guys
I'm
can
totally
like
down.
vote by leaving a comment of whether or not we should let Kevin pick another movie. Because
Nope.
No.
No, the vote is I'm taking a break. So
All
How
right.
long though? We've been enjoying your picks.
Hmm?
I like
Do fun
No,
shows.
no, I just need a
to
break.
fill out
Yeah.
for the rest.
Rip
Let's
off
we
the
just
band-aid of watching the movie.
I want other people to get the chance to talk about their
Have
movies.
it, like,
I've done like
the
1,000 movies now,
first
so
movie of 2027. That sounds like fun, doesn't it?
yeah, I'll be back in January on your show. By that time, I have like 500 movies, and I'll be on January, February, March, April, May for the whole year. on
Fun,
certain
like the
shows.
first Monday of every month is just like Kevin's therapy Monday.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I was like,
All right.
I'm like, so you can see it right now. Sarah's show, January. We're talking about Doomsday. We're talking about we're
God.
talking about Dune. We're talking-
Yes. Yes.
So I already have a list ready for you. I'm ready. I'm ready to go see
Okay.
it. So, yeah.
All right. Y'all have a good rest of your night. Come back and watch us again next week, and we'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.